Kansas Governor Alf Landon called out 2 officers of the Kansas National Guard in 1933 to protect the Treasury at the Kansas State House as authorities investigated a scandal involving the forgery of more than $1 million in municipal bonds. This is Tim Rencher, the history guy for CJ Online, talking about the Great Kansas Bond Scandal, which came about after bank examiners in June 1933 questioned the authenticity of bonds held as collateral by a bank in Topeka. Authorities learned that State Treasurer Tom Boyd had given access to the Treasury vaults to 34-year-old Ronald Finney, shown here, leaving him free to steal whatever bonds he wanted and replace them with forged duplicates. Authorities found more than $600,000 in forged bonds in the state's treasury and more forged bonds at other locations, including a Chicago brokerage firm. Finney's father was wealthy Emporia banker Warren Finney, shown here, who was also part of the scheme. Warren Finney lived in this mansion. He and his son were friends with 2 of the state's best-known public figures, Governor Landon and Emporia Gazette editor William Allen White, shown here. The Finneys and Boyd were among 4 men convicted of crimes linked to the scandal. Boyd was sentenced to serve 4 to 10 years in prison. Ronald Finney was sentenced to serve 31 to 635 years. He was released from prison in 1945 and died at age 63 in 1961. Warren Finney was sentenced to serve 36 to 600 years. Soon after losing his appeal in June 1935, he died of suicide at age 61 after shooting himself in the head. Meanwhile, Landon was praised for the decisive manner in which he dealt with the scandal. The Republican Party chose him to serve as its candidate for president in 1936, but he lost in a landslide to Democratic incumbent Franklin D. Roosevelt. This is Tim Rencher, the history guy for CJ Online.